So we're talking about exes, friends of exes, and everything in between. You know, would you date your friend's ex? Would you date your ex's friend?
Is he fine?
Is he fine? I mean, yeah, he's fine. Would you?
I would have to think about it.
For real?
Yeah, if he's fine, then she don't care.
Oh.
So date your friend's ex.
If he's fine.
If he's fine and she doesn't care.
But what if she
So you
does
get her
care?
permission first?
I would get her permission first.
What if she says that she doesn't care, but she low key cares, like, but she's just not letting you know that?
So we have to define the definition of friend, because if I asked her, do you care, I should be able to tell. If it's my real friend, I should be able to tell if she really cares. Like, my friends can say yes, and I'll be like, no, you don't really want that, so don't even act like that. But I can tell if it's my real friend. But if it's somebody that I'm just like, oh, hey girl, every 2 or 3 weeks, then no, I definitely probably
What if you
wouldn't
knew
do that, because
she
I wouldn't
actually
know.
like really cared about him?
Oh, definitely, I would not. No.
Okay.
No.
That's interesting.
Because
okay, so I'm sorry, not to cut you off. What about the friend that you see every, what you said, 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months? What if you look at it as she's your associate, but like
She
to
looks at
her,
you like
she really looks at you like,
yeah.
damn, that's my girl.
Well, she should probably call me more than 2 or 3 weeks, or I should see her more than 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months.
It's plenty of other people out here. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's boundaries and it's codes to this shit. Like, I would never do that. I would slightly treat an associate like I treat a friend, because you never know if you may need them or if you may build a real friendship, relationship, long-term, short-term, whatever with them. At the end of the day, it's the common ground of respect in my eyes.
You shouldn't do that, because there should be a level of respect for an individual. First of all, it typically never works out. You know, it's either going to end eventually. You're not going to get married. You know, there's going to be some kind of problems over time. Just admire from a distance, because I think eventually it leads to these awkward moments again. You don't want to have those awkward moments all the time, but hey, it is what it is. It's just me though.
I have a friend category. I have an associate category, and there is a fine line between who those people are. So the people that are my friends know that they are my friends, and I would never disrespect them and just, I'll be like, hey, I want to talk to you, or hey, if you holler at me, I'm going to talk to you, and that's my friend without asking them or talking to them about it. But an associate, we're just associates. So, I have a level of respect for you, and if I see you often, I'll be like, hey, so you know that guy? I don't want to miss my blessing over not speaking up, you know? So,
I'm kind of the same way, but when it comes to associates, there's certain associates that I have a certain level of respect for.
Yeah, and I would ask them. I would ask.
I just wouldn't.
I just wouldn't do it.
Because, like, for my friends or, like, my brothers, no. Like, if they're in a relationship with somebody from their past, if they were in a relationship with somebody, and what's the point? It's just, for me, I wouldn't cross that, because there's too many people out there you can meet to
This is true.
sit there and start messing with somebody that close.
But that's extreme. Like, that's too close.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm saying though,
because
even
that
for my
person was-
associates, I'm like, certain associates, I'm like, nah, it wouldn't, because if I feel like we are associates and there could be a beneficial aspect to that person be my associate, then I just want to touch it, because I don't want to create any kind of bad blood. Now, there's certain people that I just wouldn't care at all.
And
No
those are
disrespect
those
to
associate
them.
people
It's
to
just,
me.
say again?
And those are those associate people to me.
That you just wouldn't care. Okay.
Me personally, like, I've been in a situation like that before where I've dated. Not even gonna even say dated. It was more like a little, but okay. But you know, like, it just caused a lot of tension between me and that person, and I was just like, you know what? It's not really worth it once you just sit down and think about it. So that's why I just wouldn't do it at all. Like, if I found out that you talked to Billy and, you know, Sarah, I'm gonna just roll with you.
So similar to her, I've been in a similar situation, and I feel like this. If
Fight a bitch.
I won't go that far, but I think that if you get to the point to where you've obtained a title with that individual, then whether they tell you or not, like, oh, it was nothing. No, it was something, because it obtained a title. So that means that if you knew that, oh, we were something, whatever that something was, at some point during the duration of that something, there were feelings. There was something more. So even if you get to the point where you outgrew each other's paradigms or your spaces or whatever, it meant something. So, like I said, I've been in a situation coming from a guy's perspective where I'm like, oh, nah, but really I was like, damn,
really
that's
gonna
messed
do
up. Are you gonna do that to me, bro? But but I'm saying, like, that made me think, like, I have to consider everything, even the ones that I consider, like you say, associates. Like, I wouldn't necessarily like get that close to them. You just admire from a distance. Like, you don't, what I'm saying? You just be like, oh, they look good, but that is what it is.
What if you needed your associate one day for like some business project that you have going on, or just anything, flat tire, whatever?
Yeah, and that's
like for real. And I think about stuff like that now. So it's just like when it comes to dating, I don't even want to talk. If I find out that y'all had any type of relation from a hug to a kiss or sexual or whatever, no, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It's like
And it never works out, though. It never really works out.
Yeah, it don't, because it always causes tension.
It causes problems.
I'm just gonna say I was in both situations to where it happened to me and somebody, I feel like I'm a grown up. So if that person had just come to me and said, hey, I like this person and I would like for us to start dating, I would have been like, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We were cool and this, we had this type of relationship. And, well, take that back. Actually, the person that did it knew what type of relationship that we had. So, whenever I found out, the way I found out was horrible. But me finding out about their situation was not horrible. I honestly didn't care because I'm not with that person anymore. So, it goes different for different people because, if I see either of those people on the side of the road or if I need them on the side of the road, they'll both still come to me because we had a conversation about it. So I feel like as long as you keep, a conversation about whatever is going on, open and you're honest about it, then I feel like it's fine. And then I was on the flip side to where I didn't know that one of my friends was talking to this person. Then whenever I found out, I was like, oh, is this awkward? I asked him and he was like, no, it's fine. And then I asked her whenever I saw her because I was like, it's out there, I might as well just say it. And she was like, no, I'm fine with it. And I did kind of sense like, oh, she might not be fine with it. And then I asked her again. And then after me asking her again, I was like, well, I don't think she really cares. But I still, at that point, I was like, well, I need to reevaluate this. But she and I are still cool. We were still cool at that time. So, I feel like if you have a conversation about it with whoever it is, then if you can sense how they feel about it. So you should just move from there.
The reason why I would say no is I don't want you bringing this girl around when we're meeting up. No disrespect to her when we moved on, whatever, but when you bring her back, it's bringing... Hey, we're humans.
Back down.
Flashbacks and shit. It's coming back. I'm thinking about those flashbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't. So that might be why I'll say what? No, don't do it. But then at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to go ahead and do it. But just don't. Whenever we hang out, just know you're not coming.
I respect that. I respect
But see, now that's not fair.
You make the decisions.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's what he's saying though, right?
Yeah.
But now
He
you're
doesn't
being
wanna have
petty.
to-
And see,
no,
that's
But he
another
doesn't want to
No.
go back past that.
I'm trying to protect me and my
I
soul,
don't think
my sanity.
I feel like I can definitely respect you in saying
You see
that.
what I'm saying?
That
Like
makes
you
sense.
go roll around with this girl, and I'm here with my new girl, and I'm like, oh.
you like with that mouth.
And then what if his new girl? What if his new
See,
girl?
that's my thing though. Like
Yeah.
what she just
And then
whispered.
the new girl has to deal
Yeah.
with. Okay, this
Yeah.
is his past.
Uh-huh.
Why is she
Well,
here?
It's-
honestly, if I'm on and popping, I don't care. Hey, girl.
Stop lying.
So,
I'm dead serious. I'm dead
There's
serious.
different things to it. So forget about. So you come around when we're meeting you. We this girl that I've dated. I've already told my new girl who I've been with in the past, and she gonna think I set it up. I'm like, no, baby, I didn't set it up.
Not
You
all
can't
girls
even-
think
You
like
need to
that.
pull her to the side
No,
and
bro.
say,
She's insecure.
Girls think like that.
No, we don't. Now you're being sexist. No, we do not think like that.
Okay, I'm gonna
Stop it.
just put it like
Rephrase
this.
it.
Memories of me and my ex might come up, but I think that it's important for me not to entertain those thoughts. It's easy for your mind to wander and things, but you have to learn how to control your own self.
That definitely would be very, very uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable feeling.
By her being in the room, that shouldn't matter and it shouldn't change anything that what we have going on. You should be able to act accordingly, because then you're going to make me feel some type of way if you're starting to show those emotions, which is letting me know that, hey, you're not fully done with this person. You still have feelings for them.
Just the fact that somebody I used to talk to was involved with, and obviously if I used to be involved with them, it was definitely sexual. I think a lot of those memories would come back.
I don't know. I think I wouldn't want my boyfriend and his ex in the same room. That ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because I know I can't control that. His brain.
That shouldn't even be the case, because you see me? Yeah, you already know what time it is.
As a man, I could not
This is a man.
be with somebody or my friend's ex or whatever, thinking like, oh shoot, you kissed him or you did other things with him, and
Girls think that though.
thing.
It's
Sometimes
like-
most girls think that.
it's like I'll pass. It's like a level of, for me in my mind, that's just the way I think. Like I'm with the extreme, so I'm not gonna be like, it's like I'm kissing my homeboy. Like you good, you fine, you pretty and everything, but I can't do it.
I was about to say something.
I appreciate that.
I can't do it. It's just me, man. Like I'm sorry, like I can't. Yeah.
So tell me,
Some
so
people
was
don't handle
I
it so
petty
well.
for continuing to date the guy that I knew that my associate dated?
You
So
know,
was I petty?
I think low key, you didn't mean to be, but you kind of was.
Well, I mean, at first
No,
I
He
didn't
was
know.
cute though. He was fine, girl.
No, you didn't mean to be, but you kind of were, because you sensed it that she wasn't cool with it.
Well, no. See, this is how it happened. So he and I started dating before, and then like one day I was just like, "Oh, who do you know?" And then it just so happened that her name came up, and so then after we talked about it, I was like, "Oh, okay, what kind of relationship was it?" I found out the type of relationship it was. At first, I was like, "Man," I even told him, I was like, "I gotta ask her about this." To see how she feels. And after I asked her, it was like, oh no, that's no problem. But then when I asked her the second time, she was like, oh, and I was like, oh man, it might be a problem. So then that's when I was like, let me step back and remove myself from the situation. But that entire time, going back to the flat tire, if I had a flat tire, I believe she would have came. And I believe, he would have came.
I think at the end of the day, it all goes down to if they were really truly madly feeling each other when they were together. If he wasn't all that, and she's like, yeah, whatever, she don't care. But if they were truly in a relationship, no matter what it is, associate, best friend, whatever you want to call it, if they were truly in a relationship and they really felt each other and the break was up or messed up, there's no way they can tell you they're happy and they truly are happy with you.
I really like
I would
this
really
guy.
feel like they'll fake it till they make
They'll
it.
fake
And
it.
the most
really
likely
like
the dude,
this guy.
I'm not gonna say most likely the dude. Let me take that back, because sometimes women are petty. Most likely the woman is gonna be petty towards you, or she gonna do
more
some.
towards him. More to it. I feel like.
And
it's more
she
towards
yeah, and I was just about to say that she gonna try to get back with him and throw
It's
it
more
in
towards
your
him.
Who are y'all
face.
hanging around?
So-
No, it's not who we hanging around. It's just like
Human nature.
human nature in this generation, which is really up.
I would say
This is
I've kind of had a situation like that. It was more of I started talking to this person and I didn't realize that one of my friends had already kind of dated him in the past. But the weird thing about this was that she was a new friend. We were just building that relationship. So they were both new to me at the same time. And I asked her about it and she was okay. So I still continued to talk to this person. But
How close were you with her?
at that time,
Yeah.
They just
You was
yeah,
still
we
new.
Yeah, it was a new friendship. it was a new friendship and a new person I was talking to at the same time. I'm still friends with her, but I'm not dating that person anymore.
In a situation like that, once the person's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, blah, 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 blah. Are you comfortable with asking, well, why did y'all break up? Or like, because like sometimes it's beneficial to know the scoop on somebody, how they are. Do you feel comfortable asking that person that's already been through a relationship?
Why you want to know? That's knowing too much.
No, I'm just asking.
Not
Because like, okay, so for
necessarily.
instance, let's say if the person is prone to cheating,
Oh.
isn't that something that you would want to know?
I do think it's important
Yeah,
to
I
find
think
out
you
how they
really need to.
ended.
Now, the
person
comfortability is, do you ask that person that you're...
You ask both of them.
Because if
I
it's
want to
a
know
different story.
both parts of the story.
Right.
In my situation, I did ask them about what happened. Of course, I don't want all the details because it's not my business, but I did want to know like why they ended. And what she told me was that he was crazy. He just said it didn't work out between them. And instead of listening, I kind of wanted to see why he was crazy. And I found out.
I guess some people are a lot, you know, they're okay with that. I guess it depends on, you know, the way you view your particular, I guess, your circle, the people you're around. Mm-hmm. So if your friends are okay with it, you kind of understand your environment, then it's easier, I guess, for you to, you know, to fall into that category. But for me, I'm from a small town, population 4,000 people, so. You know, no, it was not okay because you know everybody, but I myself, I was in a similar situation, you know, and you know, it didn't work out, obviously, but you know, I learned a lot from that, you know, and one of the things I learned was that there's a certain boundary that I think you should set. You know, even coming into a larger city, it was a culture shock for me, and I still would never break those barriers, you know, because it goes back to that that small town mentality because you still know them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh shoot, hell no. Good.
So I was dating this guy, and I had this girl that was a friend. I don't know, y'all know I'm random. So I was dating this guy, and I had this girl that was a friend. She, I don't know, it's like kind of around my birthday. I kind of like just stopped fucking with her. I don't really know why. To me, she was just like more extra than I am, and I'm extra. So anyway, let's fast forward. She knew who I was talking to. She slid in this nigga DMs, fucked him,
Damn.
and then like no. So then I came to a point in my life where it's just like, okay, it's time for me to, I guess, start being more forgiving and, you know, like, forget, you know, like certain things. But let me tell you how I found out she fucked him. She came to my house and sat on my couch and told me, hey, do you know,
That's some
I almost name dropped, do you know XYZ? And I was like, XYZ who? And then she was like, his Instagram is XYZ. And I was like, yeah, like I talked to him. And she was like, oh, well, we the same nigga. What do you mean? I know you motherfucking lying. And you telling me this shit? Then you telling me like all the shit that y'all have done? Come to find out she was lying about a lot of shit. So I had to like excuse her from my house because it was just like, y'all don't even want to know. He didn't know that we were friends until she started like talking shit about me to him. And then like he just cut that shit off. I had to get an explanation from him. I needed to know like, was this shit true? Like what's going on? He told me like bitch had slid in his DMs, you know, blah say blah. Basically on some hoe shit. Nah, it wasn't even no hoe shit. She was a hoe. Use a hoe. She was talking bad shit about me to him, like how I'm this, how I'm a user and all this other shit. And I'm like, bitch, I got my own bag. I'm not you. I don't throw my pussy out there on the line. Oops.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Okay.
Shots fired.
So just listen to her story. That kind of goes back, I guess, what we said earlier about, you know, once you obtain this sense of entitlement or this title, you know, then it becomes something bigger, which is
It wasn't a title though. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. We wasn't at that level yet. We were just talking. You know, he was my.
It definitely had that though, but it had that.
I felt the disrespect because the bitch was petty and she went behind my back and a nigga that I was with. Then you have the nerve to come sit on my couch and tell me she was on some petty shit. And usually, like I'm the queen of petty, but Roman, she took the cake that day.
She trying to get back at you, homie. Yeah, she was
for no reason though, because I've never done it.
See, I don't hang around.
She was holding something inside.
She petty like that. Like,
damn.
She's the type of
That's
person like if
shit.
you do her wrong, like let's say I'm her, and y'all two are dating, and me and you are friends, like, and you do something to me, I'm gonna fuck your nigga. That's the type of bitch that she is.
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you this. I know you married and everything, so would you have liked? Well, let's put it like this. Would you invite your ex to your wedding?
Hell no.
I would.
No.
You would?
I would.
Why?
Because the thing is, like for me, I don't believe in bad breakups, right? I believe in being honest. This is where it is. This is what we are. This is what it's gonna be. Before I met my wife, before I met my wife, I had kind of moved out of this terminology of dating. So I got out of that terminology. I dropped the word dating because then it became, for some reason, dating spins a different dynamic to what you have going on. So I just went from we're friends, then we're in a relationship, then we're married.
Gotcha.
And so like after
That's
that, it was just
the
like
adult way.
it was like it was so much easier. So now when I can invite her ex to a wedding, yeah, sure, come on. Now they may not want to come, but if I feel like we cool, you're more than welcome. Come on. And my wife may not want it to happen, so therefore I would never do it. My wife wouldn't want it to happen. So,
and that's
but what
why
I'm saying is I have no problem with it because I have no issues with any of my exes or my friends.
Nope. No exes at the wedding. Not happening. Why create attention? No. I don't need that attention. I'm good.
I don't really want to see them there. I don't want to see them ever in my life, like especially not at my wedding.
I done moved on. He done moved on. We good. We in a good space, We just stunned on y'all asses, We just let y'all know what it is. Oh, what's up? No, I wouldn't mind though. It'd be cool. I'd be like, hey, bitch. Be like,
At the end of the day, if there is any type of feeling or emotional attachment to that individual, then you won't be able to do it. Because you still have like an emotional attachment to that person that bonds you to them, that's keeping you from moving forward with what you may have going on or what they may have going on. When you see each other, if you see each other and something happens right here, it ain't over.
Exactly.
It's something that needs to be resolved between the two of you.
And you need some
I so agree with that because it's this one client that I have, like her boyfriend, like when he's around his ex, like all hell breaks loose, like, and I honestly feel like he's still with that ex. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He may still be, I'm just saying because every time that he's around her, it's always something to where they have to leave or it's like drama. You know what I'm saying? And the ex, she be right there like, like I still got your nigga type shit. While the present girlfriend is like, Ed, like what the
You've been saying it.
Yeah.
what the is going on? She's like, and then they have to leave. But Ed is just like all flustered and just like,
Yeah, he's still
Maybe you should
attached.
talk to her and tell her.
He's still attached.
I think he's still.
But
shooting
tell
up the
her.
club.
Tell her.
Tell her what?
Tell
She a
her that
grown
you
ass
may-
woman.
No, we can't do her
Lala
like
knows.
that. Well, girl, I'm gonna tell you if I find out. I'll send you a DM.
We went to go play Top Golf, me and my wife, right? And one of my exes, I guess, just so happened to be there that night, where her boo. And guess what we did? We all dapped off like, this is such, oh, nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And we all went on.
So y'all are adults.
It's just like, you don't have like any attachments to that. Say for instance, like you are in a, I'm not gonna say situation. You are in a friendship, right? Okay. And let's say you're done.
Yeah.
Right? You can't deal with whatever his ways were or whatever. And he's not done.
Right.
So you mentally, physically, maybe even spiritually or energetically have checked out. Right? But you're still tied to that individual because they have not let you go yet. So even if you move on and you say, oh, hey, I'm dating such and such now or whatever, but there's still a string attached to that because no matter what, if you see him, he bashing you, he probably talking about you to people around you, killing the energy around you, he putting words in other people's.
Is it a duty for that person that realizes that to help them get out of that so they don't feel tied to it?
I think it is, and that's what
closure.
It's closure, and then it also it takes you to a level of maturity too, like both spiritually and mentally. You know what I mean? Because to be able to go back to them and like, hey, I'm done. I just need to know where you are.
No, like, I don't owe you no closure. I don't owe you shit. I'm gonna tell you why we done. I don't want to hear what the you got going on or what you got to say.
If I can help somebody get closure, yeah, for sure. I'm not selfish to the point where I only care about my ability to move on. I want other people to have that ability as well. I think it's only fair. I mean,
I would definitely wait until my ex received closure before I go out and broadcast another relationship. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go out on dates or start, another conversation with another guy, but I would wait to broadcast my relationship until that person received closure.
I have this one ex that I dated in college and he still hits me up, and I graduated like 4 years ago, so it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what to do to provide closure to you. I've told you numerous times that I don't want to be with you, so I don't know what the process is to help someone get over you. Like, how do you do that? How?
I feel like I don't owe nobody nothing. Like, when we done, we done. Like, I don't care if you still want me. You can want me for the rest of your life. You will never have me. You had me one time and you up, so you. It's just that simple. The woman is the one who is usually done and she's fed up with the baby daddy.
Right.
But the baby daddy is just like,
because at this point he's in
Kevin Gates.
He's invested other parts of himself into the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his kids. So now he's like, well, who you got my kids around? And he may be using that as a stunt to stay connected to you. So that's why you have to make sure that, what we had, not the kids. This is not their fault. But what we had is finished. And you'll be able to move on professionally.
That.
But it goes back.
But it takes time,
level of maturity.
It does.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Especially, and the maturity comes with if you're actually genuinely concerned about.
You have to be genuine.
In that situation.
But sometimes that's not even the case. Like, some people are just not. Some people just do not mature, and I've seen it.
But they will though. It's I'm sorry.
It's on their own time.
It's on their own time, and like, it goes back to that individual being, like I say, being mature, and also you constantly reminding them that you need to grow up. It may take time.
You shouldn't have because you was probably doing that throughout the whole relationship, and that's why you ended it.
So I'm gonna say that. So let's I think at the end of the day, I think it buttons down to the individual. It's up to you. Will take that time to make sure the person heals. She may not. You know what I'm saying? She feel like he's wasting the time or she's wasting the time.
Heal.
No.
We just said closure. We just said closure.
That's what I mean.
Healing can take years.
I take that back.
Oh my God.
So you make sure that person gets closure. She may not make sure the person gets closure. She's saying that the person is taking 2 years. She's not gonna even consider. She'll just stop at some point. So I guess it boils down to the So I mean, at the end of the day,
you kind of have to stop. You're not gonna get no closure from me. I didn't gave it to you throughout the whole relationship. What you talking about?
I feel like we covered a couple things, but we may have not, but I think it's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
We may maybe bring this back to talk more about it or whatnot, but I think it was a good conversation so far. Taylor's terrible, that's all I can say. Taylor's terrible. That's all I'm saying.
That needs to be your one-on-one.
Yeah.
Good conversations, man. Good conversations.